Hey guys, it's September 4th. Been a few days since my last update. Thought I'd touch base and show you what I've been up to. The weather finally broke yesterday. It's been kind of hot and really hard to get much done because, man, it's been tough. Anyway, sitting here in the back of the motorhome for a change. And thought I'd kind of give you a little look around. It's kind of nice to be able to sit back here without a hazmat suit on. I started on the headliner. You can see I've got it torn out here. And this is the very back section of it. And it goes to right here. I've got it marked. There's where the split was. It's about 46 inches wide. This had just old nasty Luan type plywood behind it, and then it had a this stuff glued to it, and the old plywood of course came apart. Pulling this out from under this side was pretty easy, and then I got to the bathroom side over here, and it's kind of sitting down on it, I think, in places, or really close. I took a hacksaw blade and was running it through there, and I could kind of run it most of the way around like it's not hitting anything, and then every once in a while I'd hit something, like there's a little metal piece up here kind of in the corner that I ran into. I don't think that's it might be this, but yeah, I got under it and hit something. There it is. So anyway, not sure what that is. Could just be a little rivet sticking out or something, but it could be kind of embedded in what's left of this. I'm going to pick this stuff out as best I can and just get it out of there. I need it to go into this metal pocket here, and then on this part of it, and then this part of it on the next sheet. From here on out, it just really needs to go under here enough to stay in place, and then it'll go here under this metal on this side and into this closet area, which has this metal channel on it too, and it'll kind of seat down in that. This used to be cedar chipboard type stuff, and it's I've got most all of it out and gone. It had just fallen to pieces. This fridge is a little scary. It runs on gas or propane and or electricity. I think it runs on, I don't think it's ever was a 12 volt. I think it ran 110 volt. And basically what it does is it gets this area back here smoking hot and uses it to pump the ammonia to cool it off. Usually you can smell ammonia in these things if they go bad, and I don't ever smell any, haven't ever smelled any ammonia in that, but I don't know, man. There's been some of them here lately caught on fire because of those fridges having an open flame in them and all that crap around on there. Plus, this it's kind of weird. It's got air goes in here, cools off all that coil in the back of the fridge, and goes out that big old vent in the top. So this whole area is open to the elements. And there's the fridge right there, along with the literally 4 or 5 inches of dirt, dirt dauber mess. So that flame would have been probably right in here, and I think I want to just get rid of all that if I can and go with the 12 volt. There's a cooler that I've been looking at, but it's not as big as I'd expected. Even though it's massive, it's 95 quarts, but compared to the refrigerator sizes, it's really pretty small. but it may be plenty big. I pull these seats out in the driver and passenger seat, pull them out, got them in my van to see about getting them upholstered or replaced with something. The little swivel bases are kind of cool. This will, you know, slide back and forth, and then you pull this up and it swivels around and kind of kicks away from the dashboard there, so somebody could be sitting there and dangling their feet off and chatting with folks that are in the dinette area. And the driver's side will do the same thing. I was going to get rid of that classic steering wheel because it was just a solid mass of mold, but I think it's going to clean up fine, and it's kind of old and funky, and I kind of like it, so I'm going to keep it. You've probably seen my table. This folds down. This part of it here clicks into the wall over there, and the leg folds down, and then it's got these little flip up things on it. Like if you're just sitting there chatting, you can flip them up and it gets out off your lap a little bit, or if you want more of a table, more have it closer to where you can eat on it or whatever, you just fold those out. Pretty neat. Gives you a little bit of space. This thing came with a microwave instead of an oven, which I probably wouldn't use either, but it's kind of weird because it's a 78 model and microwaves were not very popular back then, not very common. So anyway, I'll probably keep it, fire it up, make sure it works. You can see the fridge in the closet there. If I go with that chest type refrigerator freezer dual zone thing, I'll pull the refrigerator out and pull the door, and there's a shelf underneath here, underneath the closet and in here. And then that ICECO is the brand that I'm looking at, but I'm just started looking at them. It's like 18 inches tall and then 20 inches deep, so it is said here you could cam up the lids and have plenty of room to get in and out of there, and it would almost come to where the edge of that power supply is, and that would leave me some room. After coming up 18 inches, come up a little more for clearance for the lid, then I'd have room for a couple of shelves up here, and that'd be kind of nice to have a couple more shelves up there. These it's got like, how many has it got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's got 7 or 8 of these things, and most of them are duals like this. Now I was going to chunk them. I wasn't going to get rid of them right off the bat, but you know, they're in pretty good shape, and I can get LED bulbs for them. This has got like a clear lens, so it throws more light, and then a white lens, so it's a little more muted. Same way over there, I thought. Nope, they're both muted. Anyway, this one's the one I was thinking about maybe. Anyway, I think I'm going to go ahead and just put LED bulbs in them and keep them. So this material on the headliner, like I was talking about, I'll show you the stuff that I got to put in it. I was really kind of thinking it'd be cool to have wood in there, and it would be, but this is going to be a lot faster, a lot cheaper, and probably look a lot better. It's fiberglass reinforced plastic, FRP, and it comes in 4x8 sheets. They were like $43 a piece at Home Depot, and I got 4 of them, along with the little plastic things to connect them and to put them on the ends. And I think that'll work out okay. I found some wheels on Amazon for $209, so it'd be like $230 a piece. Get 7 of them. It worked out to like $1,560 a piece, and that, or the set. And that's just for 7, and that's just the wheels. Well, it's got wheels, little center caps and the nuts. And that kind of stuff's expensive. I would have really liked to have gotten a couple more of these Alcoas. These are, I think they call them Alcoa Classics. You see them on a lot of the coaches around. They're really popular, but I can't seem to find any that are loose. They're all on coaches that are parked that, you know, $5 grand for a coach for $2,500 worth of wheels, but then you've got a 12,000 pound hull to get rid of. So I'm not set up for that sort of thing. Wanted to show you one thing here that about scared the heck out of me. See if I can get it squared away with the light where you can see it good. Let's see. Yeah, you can see these, I think. So I did, this will work. I removed the tint off these windows, and I was looking at them. I kind of saw it, the light hit it just right today, and man, I'll be darned if it didn't look like it was just scratched all the heck. Hope you can see that pretty good right in there. So yeah, the light was hitting it just perfect, and I was like panicking a little bit, and I got me some Windex, and I was like, oh, surely that's no scratches. And I rubbed in the cloth with the Windex, and still there. So I had a little piece of this stuff from laying around, or found a little piece of it out of this package here. 4.0 steel wool. And it was just adhesive that I didn't get off of there with the Windex or the razor blade when I was pulling the tint off. So, crisis averted. It was frustrating because I think I'm going to have another one of those windows, or, well, I could get another one of those windows, but man, was not ready for that. So that window's sliding. This one here, when I first got this thing, of course, the windows were all coated with junk in the channels, and they wouldn't open at all. And it was a little stuffy in here. But I even got these pulled back to get some ventilation in here. So that's kind of nice. Another little project I'm going to be doing pretty quick is replacing this. I've got a new one, and it's got a little light around it, which is kind of cool. Should be a pretty fast job, and we'll get some more stuff going. Like I say, the weather's kind of broke around here. It's like 80 degrees now, so that 105 business was not fun. I'll start doing a little more. I've always been doing something at least every other day, but try to do something every day to kind of keep things going. And I've been pretty good at it. There's a crack that's in this thing. I pulled this deal out. I have to soak that real good. Little mat pocket. Oh, another Easter egg. That's a good one. That is a 5-gallon bucket. I weighed it a few minutes ago, and it weighs 22 pounds. Pretty sure the bucket weighs 2. So I found 2 of those things so far. There's probably 2 or 3 more pounds of it in here, in the fridge, or in the fridge area. Oh no, it looks like the paper wasps were kind of This was their domain, so maybe the mud daubers didn't get in there quite as much. Yeah, that'll go away. I'll pull that, and there's the propane line. I'll pull that loose and cap it, so it won't be, so I can still use the stove and such. But yeah, those ion wheels, they look pretty good. They look really similar to the Alcoas, and I can get those pretty quick. Once I get the wheels and tires on it, get the master cylinder where it's pushing fluid, brakes being somewhat important, I can see a point in a couple of weeks, a few weeks, where I'd be like pulling it out on the road and seeing if it'll pull itself. So anyway, there's plenty more to do. I kind of get sidetracked on other stuff, but it's all got to get done eventually, so I'm not really concentrating on one thing like the engine or brakes or what have you. Just getting that to the finished point. I'm just kind of working on stuff as the mood strikes me. And it's been pretty fun so far. I can see some daylight at the end of the tunnel, but it's a long tunnel. I appreciate you stopping by and checking on me, and I'll have something else for you before too awful long, maybe a week. See what else has happened and check back in with me. I'll talk to you later. Take her easy.